Okay. All right. This is bullshit, but we're going to fix some shit. All right. For all you people turning in to be part of the Badger team, welcome. I'm an idiot. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm about to do some shit. So, we are going to try to do a screen share here and start teaching some people some shit. So, we're going to start now. All right. So, some shit's been happening in the world that I think is finally coming to fruition that has been going on for a while, as long as the pendulum shift is beginning to see in the country. One, the race bullshit. First off, I'm an OG. I've been a verified OG. I went to a black high school, so fuck you all. Yes, I can't say the N word. I do have the N word pass, but no, I'm not going to go into your little racist BS and start saying the N word. We're just not going to do that here, okay? We're going to try to get along. We're going to try to teach you some stuff. So, first off, there is a culture shift happening. Number one, everybody's beginning to wake up and pull their head out of their ass and look at the world and say, okay, white people, you kind of started been getting a raw deal, because guess what? Yeah, we might have been shitting on you a little bit, but everybody's forgetting the Asians. So it's really Asians and whites. But if you're a specific group of people, no, not that one, another one, yes, that one, you kind of automatically get all protections and everything from everyone, even though you're like what's considered white adjacent, which is another bullshit term. So anyway, the point is that there's a shift happening, and it's going to continue for a few reasons. One, now that it has become okay for people to come out and say, hey, this is wrong, this is evil, this is bullshit. More and more of this is going to come out, and you're going to see it everywhere. You're going to see more of these hoaxes being exposed, thanks to the origination of the best hoax ever, Jesse Smollett. Oh, Jesse, you are the man for starting this. I mean, if you're here watching by some miracle, please reach out. I'd love to have a talk with you. But the point is that this is going to continue, because what's happening that you're seeing, like we've seen in, I believe it was the UK, there was an interview with a migrant there who was very upset that he was not getting what everything he wanted out of the UK system. Then we had an Afghani immigrant. Now, he was a legit immigrant that came over to the wonderful Biden administration that absolutely destroyed that country, pulled out faster than you're trying to not get a bitch pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So the point is that is going to create a bunch of animosity, because you've got a bunch of illegals here illegally, because they're illegals here in the US, and you've got a bunch of actual refugees here. And guess what? The illegals are getting shit. The non-illegals aren't. And before you be like, oh, where's your facts on this? New York hotels say what? Yeah, bitch. Go look that shit up. The other big thing that's happening, and this is bullshit on all sides, London, and then there's another town now that is now officially not white. Like, you're talking about the cream cheese pasty puffs of the world are now having cities in the UK as being not fully white. Oh, but that's just awful. No. Reverse it, bitch. If we go down to, say, I don't know, Djibouti, and you pump a bunch of Indians in there, and all of a sudden it becomes an Indian place, when you say you're, displacing the indigenous population there, okay, then guess what? Who's the indigenous population? A bunch of pasty fritters. That's what, with no teeth, jacked up teeth, and a predilection for awful food. So now that we got those basic jokes out of the way, the point is that when you're starting to see shit like this, there's going to be more of a backlash, and people need to step it up. Boycotts work. The problem is people don't stick to their guns. For this very stuff right here, this Lilo and Stitch live action, it got controversy in two different ways, in very dumb ways. One, a legit reason that has come out because it was kind of not shown in the actual trailers, and none of the reviewers actually said anything about it. And now that people have actually seen it, they're like, what the fuck has happened here? So the first part, the Harry Potter piece, when you were, is it called blackwashing now? White characters, that's legit racism. Like, you don't go and you don't take Shaka Khan and you shove in, you know, uh, who's the guy from Reacher that's a jackass? Yeah, you don't shove him in there as Shaka Zulu going around taking over South Africa. Come on. I mean, we want to see legit people from the legit cultures. That's all it is. It's not racism, you dumb fuck. But the biggest thing with the culture shift here is, and it needs to happen, and more people need to get upset about it, is not that the older sister was borderline white. Leftist, let me get this straight. So a black man, white woman has a child that's a black child, but all of a sudden when a Pacific Islander man and a white woman have a child, it's a white girl. You That's the problem with the left and Democrats. And when I say Democrats, I mean the Democrats that still hold true to the Democratic Party. Y'all people aren't Democrats anymore. You need to disavow that. You need to say, fuck that shit. I'm not part of that woke bullshit. Any of you people still adhering to the liberal values need to get out of the Democratic Party. We'll talk with you. You're reasonable. We can have a little bit of an argument. People who still hold on to those leftist bullshit ideals, you have no consistency. You're complete hypocrites. Fight me. Let's go. Sign up. I'll debate you right here. Why? Because you get your ass whooped. That's why you won't do it. You're chicken shit. So the Lilo and Stitch piece. So the big controversy that has come out of this is the ending. So it's not that the older sister is half white, because I know, you're trying to just throw everybody out of the bus. This is a legit reason why you really shouldn't have many white people in the movie. And guess what? People love it. Because guess what? White people aren't racist like you fucks. That's the whisper nobody wants to talk about. It's not the white people getting upset. It's you dumb liberals getting upset. Oh, you thought I was going to say race. No, liberals. You crazy ass liberal bitches. And they're mainly bitches. Both the men and the women and the whatever the else in between. The issue with Lilo and Stitch that is so diabolical is not that they're keeping the family intact, is that they thought that the government coming in was a good thing. Ronald Reagan, he's got his issues. One of the best things he ever said was, I'm here from the government. I'm here to help. That is bullshit. And so for that social worker to come and take away that child, so that way the older sister can pursue marine biology to study some fish and poke around at them and prevent people from actually making a living. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That is a horrible message, and that is going to continue to cause this degradation in society. Hence this whole point about this culture shift. And you're seeing it more and more. You're seeing more people go to Christianity. You're seeing more people go back to understanding that the nuclear family needs to stay intact. You're seeing more people talk about the stuff online where it's essentially stating point blank that one of the biggest problems in society right now is the nuclear family. And yes, that is predominantly blacks, but whites are doing it too. Hispanics are doing it too. Do you know who's not doing it? Them Asian people. That's right, the bananas. And I'm not just talking about the dot bananas and the regular bananas, but all them bananas. They totally wait. I mean, you guys are saying that's white supremacy if you're having a nuclear family, so they're bananas. Yellow on the outside, white on the inside, and then the Indians dot not feather. So just saying. Other things in the news that's kind of bullshit. That's kind of course, trying to. I hate to use the saying Trump stuff up because I used to use that all the time. But now, of course, with Trump in office and the whole Trump running anything, I try to get away from that. Not that I've got anything wrong with the guy. We can go in that another time. But the point is that Elon is disappointed by the one big beautiful bill. Anybody with any common sense is disappointed. However, anybody with any sort of understanding of the situation know that this is year one. Like, Biden fucked up the country, and we all know it wasn't Biden. And if you don't think it was, please stick your head up so we can all laugh at you. We're just over not even 6 months in, and a lot has gotten done. And I don't think Elon is disappointed. I think he's not disappointed in Trump. He's disappointed in the rhinos. And I don't even like to use the word Republican. The true conservatives and the false conservatives. I believe some of my ilk call them neocons, which is a legit moniker. But the point being is that there are legit people in the government, in Congress, who are trying to make a difference. And then there's a large part of them that are part of the system. And frankly, that's the biggest issue, is that we as a culture are not stepping up and saying we support Elon Musk, we support Trump, and we want to gut the federal government, because it's going to have to happen. And I'll do that on another stream where I break down the number one thing that I have debates with people is pointing out that the monetary system is crashing. And I think now finally, I've been talking about this back when Trump was first in office, right before Biden was beginning to come in and debating on X. Before that, it was called Twitter. I actually jumped off when I got banned from the Biden administration for talking about shit. So we can get into that later. But the point is that I've been harping on this for a while, that the financial system is collapsing. But this is a red herring. Elon's not an idiot. He's smarter than you. He's smarter than me. The point is that he understands that this isn't what it needs to be to make it better. Essentially, there's two options. We're going the horrible way, we're going to get fucked, and we're going the way of the only option. And with the only option is we either radically cut spending, which frankly, we're not going to do. We're a bunch of chicken shits. We're not going to do what we need to do with Social Security. Sorry, Grandma. Sorry, Grandpa. You totally can get your Social Security. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about essentially, I'm sorry, part of Gen Xers, all of millennials, all of you little wimpy Gen Zers. I'm sorry, you millennials are pretty much wimpy too. And I'm kind of that in between millennial and Xer. I'm not really part of X. I'm not really part of millennial. So I'm my own thing. So fuck you all. You either grow the economy at an outrageous rate, and you can see that with the regulations coming down. You can see that with the lowering energy. Why do you think Trump's so focused on energy? Because everything that runs in America runs off of petroleum, as far as your shipping costs, getting things here, shipping across. What do you think we have? Lorries? We don't have lorries. We have fucking trucks, man. We have diesel guzzling fucking trucks to move shit across America. Where do you think that comes from? That comes from energy in order to get it up out of the ground, distill it, refine it, and shove it up the ass of some diesel so that trucker can get that shit to your local store and buy it. That has to happen. All the costs around lowering petroleum costs, that's the key to help reducing any sort of cost that we're feeling at the bottom line. That allows growth to occur, removing the regulations. It's part of the things that they teach you as far as one of the initial costs of doing business is regulations. You remove those regulations, you remove cost.
Oh, but you can't remove that regulation because they're just going to pocket it.
Look, I know there's some issues with capitalism. We can talk about that. I'm a diehard capitalist. There are definitely some issues. The problem is your little commune where you sing around kumbaya. None of you people actually work. And guess what? You do have to work. And so when you have a bunch of companies who actually are working, and yeah, they will skim shit. They will do some fucked up shit, and we need to hold them accountable. And we can go into that another day as far as a best way to fix that. Love to debate one of you freaking commies, and we can talk about the issues with capitalism, because we all know that communism, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Let's face it. You're an idiot. You're a loser. But we can talk about some realistic ways to fix some of the issues in capitalism, because capitalism is great. Fuck you. It is. If you don't like it, there's plenty of communes throughout the world that you can move to and starve yourself to death. Get fucked, bitch. So with that, the point is that you either grow your way out or you cut your way out, and we're not going to do the cutting. Nobody in Congress has the balls to do what's necessary, so we've got to grow our way out. And Musk knows that, but he also knows that the percentage of